Hello everybody, welcome to my first official makeup tutorial. I am so excited, you have no idea. My name is Ayari and I obviously love doing makeup. So you can do this look in the fall, in the summer, in the spring, anytime you'd like, and it looks amazing. Has a little bit of glow, a little bit of color, so if you like what you see, keep on watching. Alright, so let's get started. I already have my base, my foundation, my contour, everything done, even my highlight. I like to do this sometimes, but not all the time, where I have my full face done and then I do the eyeshadows. But today, what I used is the Stay Don't Spray from Benefit, and it's a nice little base. But what I've learned is that you want a little goes a long way. So after you get a nice even base, yes, I'm so excited for the Jaclyn Hill palette. It works amazing. Once you do the base, what you want to do is get the transition shade on a nice fluffy brush and tap off the excess and put that in the crease and just blend it in as nice and smooth as possible. You want to use a very, very light hand and kind of do wind wiping motions, I believe it's what it's called. And then as you can tell, not a lot of product was put down because I don't like to put a lot of product starting off. You can always build it up, but it's always a lot harder to blend out harsh lines if you start off really, really heavy. So as you can tell, it's actually picking up a little bit more of the color now. And all I'm doing is just blending it into the crease. And what I want to do is make the eye look a little bit more rounder, so I'm not taking it too far out. And now we're doing the same thing on the other eye. I'm just building it up as I go. And just blending. Blending is your best friend. I know it takes a while, but it gets it a lot smoother and you get rid of all of those harsh lines. So now you move back so you can check that both of them are even and then just adjust where you see that you need a little bit more blending. So with this Anastasia brush, it came with my Modern Renaissance palette, so it doesn't really have a specific number. It's nice and fluffy though. I really like it because I can use it to blend things out or add product in like I am now. So you get a slightly darker shade from the transition shade that you originally put in, and it adds a little bit more of dimension to the eyelid, and it adds a little bit more warmth in there as well. So you just blend, you go side to side, and what I'm doing now is I'm bringing this shade actually a little bit more into the inner corner of my eye because I wanted to create almost like a halo effect where the eye shape is a lot more rounder. And with the Morphe E17 brush, it's a little bit more denser, so you're able to put product where you want it to go. You pick up this red shade and you start on the outer side of the eye and you try to move the product into the corner of the eye. And as you can tell, I'm not working to move the color up because if you go too high, it'll be a lot more harder to blend that shade into the transition shades and it overcomes the transition shade. So now I'm just going back and forth with the only product that I picked up the first time, and I'm bringing it all the way into the inner corner of the eye. And right now it looks a little bit harsh, but I will go back and blend it in with the fluffier brush. All I want to do now is just kind of create a guideline of where I want the pigment to go and how I want it to look. To blend out those harsh lines that I was talking about previously, I picked up this E27 brush from Morphe. It's very, very fluffy and it's not as dense as the E17 or the Morphe 505 brush. And as you can tell, it's diffusing those colors nicely and it looks a lot more smoother and more blended than how it did if I were just to use those previous brushes. After blending a little bit, you want to go back in with the Morphe E17 brush, pick up that nice shade of like the orangey red, put it back into the crease just so it gives it that pop of color again. and it revives that color. So with the Morphe M321, you pick up that nice maroon shade and you want to put that as close to the crease as possible. And what's nice about this brush is that it's like a pencil shaped brush and you're able to get that pigment as precise as you'd like it to be. For these steps, what I like to do is I like to go back to the previous brushes that I was using. So now what I'm doing is I'm using the E17 to kind of bring back that reddish orange shade. And then I go and I pick up the E27 to blend out that shade into the transition shade as well. So as you can see, it still has that maroon, then it goes to that nice and orangey red shade, and you still have that transition, and it blends out really, really nicely. So now to add that pop of color, what I like to do is I like to get a flat brush. Sometimes synthetic brushes are a lot better, but I couldn't find one at the moment when I was filming. So this one is from Tarte, and I just sprayed it with a little bit of Fix Plus, and I dipped it into that shimmery shade that I showed you previously. And what the Fix Plus does is I feel like it adds a little bit more pop of color, and it picks up the product a lot better, and it puts it onto your lid a lot smoother and a lot brighter, which is always great. Sometimes using concealer is also great too, but this is kind of my little cheat of the concealer method. And what I do now is I go back with the Morphe E17 brush and I just get that shade that is already on there, and I don't add any more product. And now with the eyeliner, I like to take my time and I don't like to rush it, because if you rush it, it's just a hot mess. And the eyeliner that I'm using is the NYC liquid liner, which I know is out of stock, so my cousin actually bought me a whole bunch off of Amazon before they all sold out. So what you want to do is just take baby steps. Don't ever rush it. I know your boyfriend's probably hollering at you to hurry up, but girl, take your time. I like to tilt my head back a little bit just so I get it really close to the eyelashes. And now with my wing, I like to make a little guide first, and then just slightly take your time, just flick it little by little. And this is my guide again, just to connect it into the line that I previously drew. And sorry, I got distracted by my little boy. It's not a ghost, I promise. So what you do is you fill in that gap, and if you want to make it a little thicker, you can always do that right there, and just use little strokes. And the only thing that I don't like about this eyeliner is that it kind of dries up really quickly, so if you run out of the liquid while you're applying, you have to go back in there. But what I like to do is I like to clean off the edges before I go back in, because if not, it's really heavy. And there you go, that's my simple little winged eyeliner. Now for mascara, it's the L'Oreal, I believe, Voluminous mascara, and I love this mascara. I've tried different mascaras and it's just not the business. Now I'm going back with a flat brush, and this one's from BH Cosmetics. It doesn't really have a number on there, but I like it. It's very small and very flat, and I like to use it under my eye because it's very precise as well, and I get to put that color under my eye without it having too much fallout. And now I go back with the Morphe Y20 and I get that nice little shade, and just to deepen the color a little bit more. And I know it looks like I'm being very rough with my eye, but it's not that rough. And the brush is so soft. It feels like I'm touching my chinchilla's tail. And just to add some finishing touches, you go back, blend in any areas that you might see didn't blend out so well the first time. Add a little bit of mascara on the bottom lashes, some nice eyeliner. This one's from IT Cosmetics. For that pop in the inner corner, I like to use Glow Beam by MAC Cosmetics. It's very subtle if you want it to be, or you can build it up. The pigment is very nice. And for the lips, it's the Jeffree and Manny collaboration in the shade Daddy. And what I like about this shade is that if you want to go full glam, it really completes a look. And if you just want to wear a simple winged eyeliner, it makes your look complete as well. It's just very multi-use and very diverse. And now I'm using the same MAC highlighter on my Cupid's bow just to give it a nice pop. And I do have like an awkward Cupid's bow, so I like to overdraw my lips a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button and leave me a beautiful comment. See you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.